Hi, my name's Seth, and welcome to my 12th house series. So, I'm going to be taking this time to talk about a specific sign in the 12th house. If you don't really understand what the 12th house is, if you don't understand a lot about that sign, if you don't actually know what sign is in your 12th house, I put a few links right up here to give you guys some references on where to look and where to find this information. Then come back to the series and look at specifically what's going on in your 12th house and engage with me on what that means to you and what that means for what you're trying to do in this world.
Having Libra in your 12th house gives you a Scorpio ascendant. Where other signs have like a haze over their face because your ascendant is like your mask. So it's almost like this thing in between you and the outside world, how you interact with both ways. With Scorpio being there, it's not like a haze, it's actually like the opposite. You get to put glasses on, you get to see the world clearly. Like that is exactly what's going on between you and the outside world. You can see it clearly. So the thing that really gets hazy and gets dark is your mind because you're the one that has to be exposed to the real reality of what's going on around you, having to deal with the real reality of situations around you. And the fact that other people are not able to either think like you or feel like you or really find paths that make sense. You start to see the chaos and the disorder in the world and the things that just don't really make sense to you. And it's like things would be a whole lot better if people just started to pay attention. And it's like after a while you start to lose that feeling of I just want love, I just want harmony that you were born with, that you will always carry with you deep inside. But you start to lose it. You start to lose that feeling, especially with having that Libra in the 12th house. You start to lose that drive for love, for harmony. You start to feel that you can really only rely on you. You're the one to rely on. You're the strong one. You're the one that sees things that clearly other people aren't seeing. You're the one that has to say the things that other people aren't saying. You're the one always put in that position to be the truth teller, to be the one to bring people to these dark places that they need to go. And really that ascendant, it makes you tough. You have a really tough personality, you have a really tough exterior, but it can also make you a bit pig-headed. It can make you a little pig-headed. It can make you you could have a tendency to be a little bit of an asshole because like there's going to be that attachment with Aries in your sixth house, Scorpio in your ascendant. Those are going to be some really strong Mars placements. And then wherever else Mars is happened to be placed in your chart, that's a lot of passion. That's a lot of drive. Um, to be bringing into the world, to be bringing it out there and really making shit happen on, with your ascendant and with your sixth house and wherever Mars may be. You're going to really be someone who can produce a lot. If you finish a lot, will be another story, but you will be a producer. You can make things happen and you'll make them happen quickly and you'll make sure they happen right. But again, it's going to be a clear vision. You see through everything. It's going to have like you have real glasses on with this ascendant, but the haze will be in your mind. It'll be this, you'll create a version of reality because reality is perception. Your perception is a lot clearer, yes, but you're going to be living in a reality where other people's aren't. So now that is a reality that other people do not see the things that the way that you do. And maybe your reality is not the only reality now. Um, So having that ascendant, it really does drive along the lines of that Libra in the 12th house. Libra in your 12th house gives you fear of maybe not intimacy, because really fear is kind of something Scorpios don't really associate with. They don't have real fear. They have fear of things, but it's not like, oh, I'm actually scared. It's just, I really don't want that to happen. That's usually what fear means to a Scorpio. I don't want that to happen. I really just don't want to see this happen. Where other people, it's like, oh my God, I can't imagine that happening. It's not necessarily the same. So when I say fears, I'm really talking about things that for you specifically, Scorpio Ascendants, is that you just really don't want this to happen. You really don't want to be put in this position. And that would be, for you guys, intimacy when it comes to trust. Intimacy when it comes to working together with people and having to give equal shares. To be able to give someone an equal share, even though you understand that they're not on the same level as you, or maybe you're not on the same level as them. And still understanding that things need to be equal, that you need to work together with someone and give of yourself to someone, even though you're not sure what they're going to give you. There needs to be an immediate trust, an immediate ability to be flexible and cooperate with someone. And having that Scorpio Ascendant really is just not helping this placement in your 12th house to compromise and to mesh with someone completely without the dark entanglements that come with Scorpio, the intimacy beside partnership, the surface level intimacy, I should say. The ones that come with no attachments, like Scorpios definitely come with strings attached. Libras might not. And that's something that really would be a huge turnoff for you. So it's really a fear of trusting someone enough to be vulnerable. Libras can be extremely vulnerable. They put themselves in situations where they can be hurt. And it's not that they're necessarily not afraid of it, but they understand that whatever they're trying to accomplish is worth that. It's worth being a little vulnerable. It's worth compromising and putting myself into someone else and letting them do the same so we can achieve a goal together. Feeling the need of having someone there, having a partner, and feeling like I need help. Maybe that's something you have an issue saying. Maybe it's something that you have an issue admitting completely. Like, yes, I need help, but I need to be in control. That's not help. You need to give up control sometimes. You need to let someone else take the reins every once in a while so it's even. Compromising can be a little bit of an issue because when things get out of your control, people who do not have the sight that you do tend to fuck things up. And that's just something you really don't want to happen, aka a fear. So let's move into your 6th house. Let's move it along. When it comes to your work, when it comes to your work ethic and your responsibilities and things of that nature, you're going to have Aries there. And this is kind of why I say there might be a real tendency to be an asshole. It really depends on your chart. But some pigheadedness can come out, some serious, really depending on that Mars placement, that's some strong aspects. Because when it comes to your work, when it comes to when you decide something is your duty, something is your responsibility, and with that Scorpio Ascendant, you have no problem finding those things that are your responsibility. But when you do, you are going to attack it with ferocity. And it's not going to be like a blunt effort, a blunt, aggressive effort. Because again, you're a Scorpio Ascendant. But tactfulness is on the other side. Tactfulness is in your 12th house. Understanding how to speak to someone and be persuasive is not really, unless you have a really, really strong Gemini placement, some really strong Gemini energy, it's not your forte. It's not going to be your thing with the Scorpio Ascendant, with this Libra in the 12th house. So really, you might be the type of person wanting to just tell people what to do, wanting to just shout out orders, wanting to just get things done immediately. Everybody are chess pieces. This is the chess board, and I'm the one playing. Everybody has a place. Everybody has their talents and setbacks, and you understand all of that. But in your 6th house, you have things that need to get done. They need to be done quickly before you lose attachment to it. Before that intimacy dies, before really it's just you're not that driven to do it anymore. And maybe you'll stay within the same field, of course, because again, that Scorpio Ascendant, you're not going to have that same just Aries detachment. Like, oh, okay, I'm done with it. Things that you decide to put effort into, you're going to care about. You will work 100% on them, but you might not finish them all. But when you are working 100%, anyone around you who is working less than or in your way needs to leave. People who know you at work, coworkers, will think of you as someone who's extremely energetic, someone who loves to get the work done, someone who speaks the truth. Your coworkers will see that. And they might not see the darkness of it. They just might see you like you're really energetic. Like, you'll just say it. Whatever needs to be said, you'll be the one to have to say it. And you'll be put in positions at work where you'll most likely have the power to have to tell people what they're doing wrong, to have to tell the truth, to have to get people to work harder and get passion going, because you're the type of person that can really motivate someone. They see you as a motivating, energetic person who's really a truth teller. So what to do about these fears? Because with your coworkers, they might also see the setbacks when it comes to the fact that you lack grace. Lack social graces when it comes to really communicating with people and really understanding how to get things done without being pushy, without getting impatient with people who aren't seeing things the way that you do, who aren't like seeing your vision, who aren't seeing clearly. They might, yes, be wrong, but you might have to compromise with them anyway, and that is a struggle, and that is a situation you hate to be put in. But the whole idea to help you find a balance between your 6th and your 12th house is to put yourself in situations where you do have to compromise. Because yeah, you're a truth teller and you want to get your things done, and you're one track minded, and you know you're really goal oriented, and you're going to succeed. But you have a very strong karmic placement. The people that you hurt are going to hurt you back. The people that you push out of the way are going to create walls for you later. You're going to push them all out of the way and then realize you're surrounded by walls that you created. You only have one path to go. And then when it's time for you to change your path, like evidently you will want to, you're going to have a bunch of people who don't really like you. You're going to have a bunch of people who feel like you're pushy. You set them aside. You judge them. You hurt them. Because you were so goal-oriented. Again, a strong Gemini placement could alter this extremely. You might find a way to speak to people. It might not be graceful, but you could maybe tap dance your way out of situations. But that's neither here nor there. If you see that somebody's doing something and they're going their own way and it just kind of seems to clash with what you're doing, and you're like, this isn't really making sense. I feel like you're not really working the right way. This isn't working the right way. This needs to go another way. When you start to feel like you're being overpowered by this idea of like, all right, let me fix this. Let me put my hands in this and make this work the best way it needs to work. Stop yourself. Take a step back and analyze how much it matters. Because that's going to be practice. Things that really don't matter, give in. Don't give up, but give in. Go along with what they're saying. Try to adapt to what they're doing and be yourself in their playing field. You know you're strong. You know you can take it. But it's just something you really don't want to happen. So it's a fear for you. So you avoid it. You need to get hurt more often. Learn to not really hold grudges as much as you really want to. Let yourself get hurt. Decide what is important and what isn't. And let yourself play. You have a serious youngster energy in your 6th house. You need to let yourself play. Between your 12th and your 6th house is cardinal energy. You need change. You need to be active in change. That fixed ascendant might get in your way a little bit, but you need to let yourself play and compromise and understand human nature. Scorpio represents the dark side of that. So there's a lot that might be resented when it comes to human nature. So lastly, when you're drunk, you make that list of people who might end up with a coyote ugly. Libra is, again, some sexual energy. It's not sexual in the way that Scorpio is sexual, but once you're drunk, it might seem like your inhibitions went away. And it's not necessarily your inhibitions went away, it's just that you want intimacy without the baggage. You want to be able to play and be sexual and flirt and get to know people and have fun. Just getting to know people and flirting and getting close with someone and feeling like they're there for you and you're there for them. And in a drunk situation, it's going to be the hottest person in the room, the person you find most attractive, anyone attractive. You're going to be like, wow, like I want to go flirt with them. I want to go talk with them. I just want to like communicate. Figure out who they are and show them who I am and see what type of energy they have. And especially if you find yourself with someone who's a little more aggressive, someone who has that kind of like Aries type of air to them, someone who's not afraid to get a little bit pushy with you, it might end up, turning you on a little bit. And you might end up one of those people that goes home with people a lot. Because if someone's aggressive, cute, and flirty, they might just end up landing you in bed. If you want to have a lot of sex and be free with your sexual freedom, more power to you. You are your own person and everybody has the right to decide. And there are plenty of people who agree with you. So, but if it is an issue and you feel like this is something that might bother you later on, maybe watch your alcohol consumption. Be as real with yourself as you are with other people. And really understand that this person that you are when you're drunk, this person that seems to be a little uninhibited, this person that seems to be a little more free, a little more flirtatious, makes friends a lot easier, can really find companions. You can do that without alcohol, without any type of drug influence at all. You can just go out and find people that you can get attached to quickly. But it's your own fear. It's your own avoidance of things you just really don't want to happen that stop that. Because you're not as immediately trusting. But you can be. Let yourself be a little bit witty. Let people take control every once in a while. Compromise with others just for the sake of compromising, just to see where it leads. Have some fun. And thanks for watching.